Some things are better left unsaid, others are best left unshared. The Stoics understood this timeless truth with unparalleled clarity, observing that some secrets possess a quiet power, one that shapes not only our destinies but the very foundation of who we are. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that has guided emperors, scholars, and warriors alike, advises us to tread carefully, to wield silence as both a shield and a sword. In this video, we delve into the 10 secrets the Stoics chose to keep close, guarded from the clamor of the world. These aren't just secrets, they are guiding principles, shaping resilience, self-mastery, and wisdom. What, after all, do we gain from revealing every internal battle or ambition? What strength lies in holding back our personal struggles or triumphs? Each secret is a step toward understanding the Stoic way of life, a path where the mastery of self surpasses the need for recognition, where wisdom finds refuge in silence, and where true transformation often occurs unseen. Watch until the end to uncover why these secrets hold such power and how they might just change your life. Let's begin our journey with the first secret that Stoics never reveal, yet rely upon to fortify their inner strength. 1. The silent battles within. Behind each face lies a universe of untold stories, hidden struggles, and silent battles. Every individual you meet, whether a stranger, friend, or family member, carries unseen burdens that, if revealed, might astonish you. Yet the Stoics, practitioners of profound resilience, remind us that these struggles are best kept within. But why? Why should we bear our silent battles without revealing them to others? The answer lies in understanding resilience itself. For the Stoics, life's challenges are not merely obstacles to overcome, but opportunities to forge an indomitable spirit. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher-emperor, would often reflect on the strength gained from silent endurance. He taught that to hold back from sharing every personal difficulty is to cultivate a quiet strength, a personal discipline. As he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every hardship is a chance to grow stronger and wiser, and the less we seek external validation for our struggles, the more we find strength within. In today's world, where social media beckons us to share every hardship, we face a choice. Do we reveal our personal battles for fleeting support, or do we preserve them, understanding their transformative power? Ask yourself, the next time you're tempted to share a struggle, is this for support, or is it a chance to fortify your resilience privately? There is an almost sacred value in bearing certain burdens alone, in letting them mold you without external influence. This, the Stoics would say, is true strength. But does keeping struggles private mean suppressing them? Not at all. Stoicism does not advocate bottling up emotions, but rather suggests a disciplined approach to managing them. Epictetus, another Stoic sage, reminds us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Rather than seeking external sympathy or validation, the Stoic examines their response to hardship, using self-reflection as a tool for growth. In our modern age, it's easy to feel that by sharing our battles, we're creating connection. But Stoicism teaches us that not every connection serves growth. By discerning who we share our struggles with, we cultivate relationships built on trust and understanding, not merely on sympathy. And by choosing silence more often than not, we reserve our energy, strengthening our capacity to endure without distraction. In essence, the Stoics' silent battles are like medals earned in solitude. These inner struggles, these unseen fights, are a testament to resilience, a resilience that does not need recognition to exist. They serve as reminders of our strength, as personal monuments to our journey through adversity. So what will you choose? The next time a hardship looms, will you seek solace from the world, or will you bear it quietly, allowing it to refine you from within? Embrace the silence, let it shape you. As we move forward, consider this. Could there be greater strength in keeping certain battles your own? In our next segment, we explore another secret, one that touches the delicate realm of self-doubt and how the Stoic mind faces it. 2. The whispers of self-doubt. Have you ever stood at the edge of a decision, feeling the pull of doubt, questioning whether you are truly capable or deserving? These whispers of self-doubt are quiet yet persistent. They can nudge us away from our potential, urging us to take a step back just when we might otherwise move forward. Yet, as Stoicism teaches, self-doubt is not something to shout out to the world, but to address and understand privately. Why? Why would the Stoic choose silence over seeking reassurance? The Stoics believed that self-doubt, like any other internal challenge, holds valuable lessons when met with introspection rather than external validation. It's not external events that trouble you, Epictetus taught, but your own judgments about them. Here lies the wisdom of Stoicism. Rather than sharing our doubts for others to dispel, we examine them ourselves. In doing so, we transform these whispers into insights that ultimately make us stronger and wiser. Consider the world we live in, a world of instant reassurance and unsolicited advice. Self-doubt, once shared, can become the subject of countless opinions and suggestions, which often only serve to cloud the mind further. Stoicism encourages a different approach, one of quiet introspection. By keeping self-doubt to ourselves, at least initially, we gain the opportunity to examine its origins and determine if it truly warrants our attention. After all, isn't it better to confront doubt in silence than to let it be magnified by a chorus of external voices? The Stoic does not ignore self-doubt but embraces it as part of the human experience. Rather than fearing these inner whispers, they listen, seeking to understand. Each doubt is a mirror, reflecting back aspects of our insecurities and our attachments. Do we doubt because we fear failure? Because we worry about others' opinions? Or perhaps because we have yet to recognize our own worth? When we explore these questions privately, we gain a clearer view of who we are and what truly matters. Isn't it tempting, though, to look outside ourselves for validation? In moments of insecurity, wouldn't it be easier to seek reassurance from those around us? Yet the Stoic reminds themselves that lasting confidence must come from within. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, would regularly remind himself not to be swayed by the judgments of others, emphasizing the importance of inner stability. If we continuously rely on others to counter our doubts, we become dependent on external reinforcement. True confidence, the Stoics teach, is built on our own understanding and acceptance. In choosing to keep self-doubt private, the Stoic fosters a unique resilience, a resilience that can withstand both praise and criticism, for it is anchored in self-awareness rather than public opinion. With this approach, the Stoic transforms self-doubt from an obstacle into a guide, using it to sharpen their sense of purpose and direction. So, the next time you find yourself plagued by doubt, pause. Ask yourself, is this a moment for others to dispel my uncertainty? Or could this be an opportunity to grow more resilient, more self-reliant? Listen to these whispers, but do so within the silence of your own mind. Let them shape you, but don't let them define you. In the next segment, we delve into another guarded aspect of the Stoic life, one that touches on the power of silence regarding our future plans. 3. Future plans and ambitions. Have you ever felt the eager gaze of others, curious about your next move, or the desire to announce your ambitions and plans? There's a certain allure to sharing our dreams and goals, especially in a world where public declarations often feel like steps toward commitment. Yet Stoicism counsels a different approach, one that embraces silence and caution when it comes to revealing future plans. But why would Stoics choose to keep their ambitions hidden? The answer lies in the idea of resilience and adaptability. When we broadcast our plans, we open ourselves to opinions, expectations, and potential criticism. These external influences, even when well-intended, can lead to unnecessary pressure and cloud our vision. As Seneca wisely noted, if a person doesn't know to which port they sail, no wind is favorable. Stoicism encourages us to know our own path and to navigate it with quiet dignity, avoiding the distractions of external opinion. Think about it. When we share our goals openly, we risk losing the flexibility to adjust course. Our ambitions, shaped in silence, remain adaptable, free from the weight of expectation. By keeping our plans close, we give ourselves the freedom to change, to pivot if needed, without the concern of disappointing others or feeling confined by our own proclamations. This guarded silence, the Stoics believed, is an essential form of self-preservation, allowing us to grow without the influence of outside voices. Does this mean we must never share our dreams or involve others in our journey? Not at all. Stoicism values trusted, genuine relationships, and there is strength in sharing with those who have earned our trust. But Stoics choose carefully, discerning between those who support and those who merely spectate. In sharing selectively, they protect their ambitions, ensuring that only those who truly understand and respect their journey are privy to their plans. In modern society, where social media platforms tempt us to announce every goal, the Stoic approach serves as a grounding reminder of the strength in restraint. Rather than seeking validation through likes and comments, the Stoic derives purpose from within. Marcus Aurelius himself, though an emperor with vast influence, emphasized the importance of personal purpose over public recognition. His ambitions were driven by a sense of duty to self and society, not by a need for external praise. The Stoics' choice to keep future plans private also reflects a deep respect for the journey itself. Every ambition is a personal quest, shaped by trials and transformations that are unique to each individual. By maintaining discretion, the Stoic safeguards the sanctity of this journey, honoring its challenges and triumphs without external interference. So, next time you feel the urge to share a new goal or aspiration, pause. Ask yourself, does sharing this plan serve my purpose, or does it simply seek validation? Consider the strength in silent pursuit, in allowing your actions to speak louder than words. Stoicism reminds us that the most profound achievements often come from a quiet, unwavering dedication, a dedication that needs no audience. In the following segment, we'll explore another secret the Stoics held dear, one that involves the subtle but powerful choice to step outside of comfort, embracing challenges quietly rather than seeking recognition. 4. The temptation of comfort. Comfort is alluring. It promises ease, stability, and often a sense of accomplishment. Yet, while comfort itself is not inherently wrong, the Stoics recognized a subtle danger in becoming too comfortable. Stoicism teaches us that growth thrives in challenge, and that stepping outside our comfort zones is essential to build resilience and wisdom. But why do Stoics choose to keep these ventures into discomfort private? Why not share these brave moments with the world? The reason is rooted in the Stoic belief that real progress is a personal journey, not a performance. When we reveal every challenge we face, whether it's waking up earlier, adopting new habits, or taking on a difficult task, there's a risk that our focus may shift toward seeking validation. In these moments, we may begin to pursue growth not for genuine self-improvement, but for the acknowledgement it might bring from others. Stoicism teaches us to pursue growth for its own sake, not for applause. In fact, Marcus Aurelius, though he was an emperor, constantly reminded himself of the value of humility and self-discipline. Despite his power, he would often sleep in simple quarters and eat modest meals, quietly practicing discomfort to keep himself grounded. His actions weren't meant to impress anyone. Rather, they served as personal exercises to resist the seductions of luxury and ease. In this way, Stoicism encourages us to challenge ourselves, to experience occasional discomfort, not as a display of courage, but as a quiet act of self-discipline. So, is it wrong to feel proud of our efforts to step outside our comfort zones? Not at all. However, the Stoics' choice is to embrace these moments privately, savoring the sense of growth without needing external affirmation. When we walk in the rain simply to feel the chill, wake up an hour earlier to strengthen our willpower, or push through a difficult task for the sake of resilience, we do so for ourselves. The moment we feel the urge to announce these acts, we can pause and ask ourselves, is this for the growth itself, or for the recognition? In a world that often rewards public displays of bravery, Stoicism reminds us of the strength in silent self-discipline. Epictetus taught that the path to self-mastery lies in our ability to direct our actions without needing others to witness them. By choosing discomfort privately, we create a personal space where genuine progress can take root. These private moments of challenge become like secret victories, quietly strengthening our character in ways that public acknowledgement cannot match. Choosing to keep our journeys of discomfort private also protects us from the tendency to measure our progress against others. When our actions are not on display, we are free to experience our growth on our own terms, without the comparisons or judgments that public sharing may invite. Stoicism encourages this kind of introspective approach, where our only competitor is ourselves, and our only judge is our own conscience. The next time you take a step outside your comfort zone, remember the Stoic lesson: let this moment of challenge be yours alone. Embrace it quietly. Let it shape you from within. There is a profound strength in self-discipline that needs no witness, and a wisdom that is cultivated in silence. Our next segment brings us to another guarded area of the Stoics' life: the recognition and careful handling of vulnerabilities. Let's explore why Stoics choose to keep their weaknesses private, and how this choice strengthens their character. 5. Vulnerabilities and weaknesses. Every person has vulnerabilities, those tender, fragile parts of ourselves that, despite our best efforts, remind us of our limitations. In our moments of self-reflection, these weaknesses are often painfully clear, yet Stoicism teaches us to hold them close, to protect them from the scrutiny of others. But why do Stoics keep their vulnerabilities hidden, treating them as guarded secrets? The answer lies in the Stoic approach to strength and resilience. Vulnerabilities, when exposed too openly, can become targets for misunderstanding or exploitation. Stoicism counsels us to be cautious with our weaknesses, not as a means of denial, but as a way to foster inner security. Epictetus observed, "Man is not affected by events, but by the view he takes of them." Vulnerabilities, therefore, do not weaken us inherently. It is our perception of them and the reaction of others to them that can either empower or disempower us. Consider this. When we reveal our vulnerabilities indiscriminately, we invite external judgments that may distort our own understanding of these tender aspects. Stoicism values self-sufficiency, reminding us that our own view of ourselves is what matters most. By choosing to keep our vulnerabilities private, we allow ourselves the space to work on them without external influence, transforming weaknesses into areas of personal growth. But does keeping vulnerabilities hidden mean avoiding them? Not at all. In fact, Stoicism encourages a deliberate examination of one's weaknesses. Marcus Aurelius, in his private writings, frequently reflected on his own flaws and limitations, not as a means of self-pity, but as an exercise in self-awareness. In doing so, he strengthened his understanding of his own character, learning to manage his weaknesses rather than ignore them. For Stoics, true resilience comes from the quiet, ongoing effort to address vulnerabilities privately. nurturing strength without relying on external sympathy or reassurance. In today's world, there is a tendency to overshare, to publicly announce every vulnerability as a means of connecting with others. Yet Stoicism offers a different path: to cherish our vulnerabilities as sacred aspects of our journey, not to be displayed for validation, but to be quietly tended to with care and respect. By keeping these parts of ourselves private, we protect them from misinterpretation and allow ourselves to work on them from a place of inner peace. Do you ever find yourself tempted to share your weaknesses for reassurance? In such moments, Stoicism invites us to pause and ask, is this sharing necessary for my growth, or is it a reaction to insecurity? By choosing silence, we strengthen our resilience, learning to rely on our own judgment rather than the opinions of others. Our vulnerabilities become opportunities for inner work, leading to a kind of self-reliance that cannot be shaken by external perceptions. Embracing our weaknesses privately also shields us from the tendency to define ourselves by them. When we keep our vulnerabilities close, they become personal markers of growth rather than labels that others assign to us. Stoicism reminds us that our identity is not a collection of weaknesses, but the sum of our actions, our choices, and our dedication to self-improvement. So, next time you face a moment of vulnerability, consider the Stoic approach. Treat these parts of yourself with reverence, allowing them to guide your personal growth. In silence, let them be lessons rather than labels, strengths rather than limitations. There is a unique power in holding your weaknesses close, a power that quietly fuels resilience and transforms vulnerability into strength. In the next section, we'll look at another area the Stoics guard closely: their personal grievances and frustrations, and the unique approach they take in handling these emotions. 6. Personal grievances and resentments. Grievances and frustrations are part of the human experience. They arise from perceived injustices, misunderstandings, or unmet expectations. Yet, while it is natural to feel these emotions, Stoicism teaches us that dwelling on them or sharing them publicly is seldom productive. Stoics approach grievances with a sense of internal discipline, choosing not to vent every irritation but to process it quietly. But why would a Stoic choose silence over the satisfaction of airing grievances? The answer lies in the Stoic principle of energy conservation. To harbor and voice every resentment scatters our focus, draining us of the energy we could use to grow and find peace. Epictetus wisely observed, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgment about things." By keeping grievances to ourselves, we can shift our focus from the external event to our internal response. This shift allows us to approach frustrations with a level of detachment, reframing them as opportunities to practice patience, self-control, and forgiveness. Imagine a scenario where someone wrongs you, either intentionally or unintentionally. The impulse to express frustration is strong, as we often believe that airing our grievances brings relief. Yet Stoicism teaches that expressing anger doesn't resolve the grievance. It often amplifies it. When we choose to process frustration internally, we give ourselves the chance to question its validity. Is this grievance worth my energy? Can I control it? Or is it beyond my influence? These questions, asked in silence, lead us to a calmer, more resilient perspective. Stoicism doesn't advise ignoring grievances altogether. Instead, it encourages a thoughtful, private examination of these emotions. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself to rise above pettiness, not because he didn't feel frustration, but because he recognized its transient nature. He believed in the power of introspection, urging himself to let go of resentment, understanding that dwelling on grievances hinders our pursuit of virtue and wisdom. To the Stoic, grievances are simply opportunities for inner growth, not expressions of victimhood. Modern society often encourages us to vent our frustrations as a form of therapy. Yet Stoicism suggests an alternative path. By choosing silence over venting, we build resilience, training ourselves to focus on what we can control, our own responses. Stoics understand that by processing grievances privately, they avoid the risk of becoming consumed by negativity or seeking validation for feelings that may not be constructive. Consider your own experiences. When faced with frustration, are you tempted to vent immediately? In such moments, Stoicism invites us to pause, to ask ourselves if voicing this grievance will change anything. Often we find that these annoyances are fleeting and unworthy of our energy. In keeping them to ourselves, we cultivate a calm, stable mind that doesn't react impulsively, but considers each response with care. Choosing not to share every frustration also allows us to foster more harmonious relationships. By handling grievances internally, we avoid spreading negativity to others, creating an atmosphere of peace and understanding rather than discord. Stoicism reminds us that, ultimately, we have control over our own minds, even if we lack control over the actions of others. So, the next time you feel the familiar sting of irritation, remember the Stoic way. Rather than voicing every grievance, use the moment as a tool for inner growth. Ask yourself if holding on to the grievance truly serves you, or if releasing it would bring you greater peace. In this way, you can transform resentment into resilience, frustration into wisdom. In our next section, we turn to a more positive aspect of the Stoics' inner life, their achievements and successes, and explore why they choose to celebrate these milestones privately. 7. Achievements and successes. There's a certain thrill in accomplishing something significant, whether it's a personal goal, a professional milestone, or a hard-earned victory. Our natural inclination is to share these moments, to let the world see and perhaps even applaud our successes. Yet the Stoics, ever mindful of inner growth, teach a different path. They encourage us to hold our achievements close, to celebrate them quietly. But why would Stoics choose to keep such joyful milestones private? For the Stoic, true fulfillment comes not from external praise, but from an inner sense of accomplishment. Achievements, when shared widely, can sometimes lose their depth, becoming topics of conversation rather than personal triumphs. Stoicism invites us to savor these moments inwardly, strengthening the bond we have with ourselves and reminding us that validation from within is the only validation that lasts. By keeping achievements private, the Stoic fosters a sense of self-reliance, grounded in their own values rather than the changing tides of public opinion. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor whose accomplishments were both vast and historic, understood this principle well. Though he wielded great power, his reflections in Meditations reveal a humility uncommon for a man of his stature. Rather than seeking recognition, he often reminded himself of the impermanence of worldly success, grounding his sense of achievement in personal integrity rather than public acclaim. For the Stoic, it is the act of striving toward virtue, rather than the external acknowledgement of that striving, that holds the most value. Does this mean Stoics dismiss the joy of success? Not at all. Stoicism teaches us to deeply appreciate our achievements, but to do so quietly, with an awareness that external validation can sometimes dilute the purity of our accomplishments. When we share every victory, we risk becoming dependent on praise, which, like all external rewards, can be fleeting. Stoicism instead emphasizes that by keeping our achievements private, we solidify them as internal sources of strength, reminders of our dedication, effort, and resilience. In today's world, where social media encourages us to broadcast every success, the Stoic approach offers a refreshing alternative. Rather than seeking likes, comments, or applause, Stoicism encourages us to find joy in the journey itself, to value our efforts as personal milestones that don't require public acknowledgement. This approach helps us to remain grounded, fostering a steady confidence that is unaffected by the reactions of others. Consider this. When was the last time you achieved something meaningful and kept it to yourself? There is a quiet satisfaction in holding certain accomplishments privately, a sense of peace that comes from knowing that your success does not depend on others' opinions. By celebrating privately, we protect our achievements from the fickleness of public perception, allowing us to appreciate their true worth. This inner celebration also strengthens our resilience as we learn to find motivation within rather than relying on external incentives. Stoicism reminds us that our pursuit of success should be driven by personal values and the desire for growth, not by a need for recognition. This approach creates a strong foundation for enduring fulfillment, one that withstands both praise and criticism with equal grace. So the next time you reach a milestone or achieve a goal, pause. Consider the Stoic approach and choose to honor this success privately, allowing it to be a source of quiet pride. Reflect on the journey that led you there, on the effort and dedication it required, and let that be enough. In doing so, you cultivate a profound inner strength, grounded in self-awareness and resilient against the shifting tides of public opinion. In the next section, we'll turn to another deeply personal area that Stoics guard with care: the quiet desires of the heart. Let's explore why they choose to keep their dreams and ambitions private, and the unique strength they draw from this choice. 8. The quiet desires of the heart. There are moments in life when we stumble upon a desire, a quiet longing tucked away in a corner of the heart. It could be a simple wish to learn a new skill, to explore a hidden passion, or even a dream to reinvent oneself in some way. These gentle desires often carry immense personal meaning, yet the Stoics advise us to keep them close, guarded against the world's gaze. But why would a Stoic choose silence over sharing when it comes to these heartfelt aspirations? The Stoic understanding of desires is rooted in the recognition of their delicate nature. Dreams, especially in their early stages, are vulnerable to the influences and opinions of others. When shared prematurely, they can become diluted or even distorted by external judgments, leaving us questioning our own motivations. Stoicism encourages us to let these dreams grow in silence, giving them the space to develop strength without the interference of outside opinions. Consider the power of a dream nurtured in silence. When we hold our desires close, they become deeply personal and resilient, immune to the distractions of others' interpretations. Stoics understand that not everyone will appreciate the significance of these aspirations, nor should they. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that our goals and desires are our own, not to be shaped by the expectations of others. By keeping these desires private, we allow them to remain pure, driven by our true interests, rather than influenced by the approval or doubts of those around us. In today's world, where everything from personal goals to fleeting wishes can be shared with a click, the Stoic approach encourages us to pause. Before announcing a new ambition, ask yourself, is this desire strong enough to withstand scrutiny? Could sharing it too soon undermine its meaning? In holding your dreams close, you honor them as unique aspects of your inner world, meant to be cultivated quietly and steadily until they are ready to face the world. This private nurturing of dreams also protects us from the pressure of expectations. Once a desire is shared, we may feel compelled to pursue it in ways that align with others' perceptions rather than with our own evolving understanding. By keeping these ambitions private, we allow ourselves the freedom to explore them at our own pace, adapting and adjusting as we grow. Stoicism teaches that desires are part of our personal journey, and this journey is best traveled without the weight of external expectations. So, the next time a quiet dream stirs within you, resist the urge to share it immediately. Let it grow, let it strengthen, and allow it to become a silent source of motivation. In doing so, you cultivate a resilient vision, one that is unshaken by the world's opinions. Hold your desires close, not out of secrecy, but out of respect for their potential to shape your life in profound ways. In the next section, we turn to another closely guarded aspect of the Stoics' life: personal progress. Let's explore why Stoics choose to keep their journey of growth private and how this choice fosters a deeper, more resilient transformation. 9. Personal progress and self-development. Growth is a journey, often filled with insights, setbacks, and small victories. As we navigate life's challenges and learn from our experiences, there's a natural impulse to share our progress with others. Yet Stoicism teaches us to guard this progress, to let it unfold quietly without the need for public acknowledgement. But why would Stoics keep their personal growth hidden from view? The answer lies in the Stoic emphasis on introspection and self-reliance. Personal progress, especially when shared publicly, can become a distraction, inviting comparisons or even judgment from others. Stoicism reminds us that true growth is an inward journey, one that thrives in reflection rather than in proclamation. Seneca, one of Stoicism's most respected voices, spoke of learning how to live as a lifelong endeavor, a process that doesn't require an audience, but demands our complete attention and dedication. When we keep our progress private, we allow ourselves to focus fully on the journey itself rather than on others' reactions to it. This silence creates a safe space for transformation, where we can make mistakes, adjust our course, and truly understand what each step means to us personally. Marcus Aurelius, in his private reflections, didn't seek praise for his progress, but instead used his experiences to deepen his understanding of himself. For the Stoic, growth is a personal endeavor, not a performance. In today's culture of constant sharing, it can feel as though documenting every milestone is essential to prove we're evolving. But Stoicism teaches us that progress isn't about proving anything to others. In fact, by keeping our growth private, we strengthen our connection to our own values and motivations, ensuring that our efforts are directed by a genuine desire for self-improvement rather than the approval of others. This approach creates a foundation of resilience, grounded in self-awareness and self-mastery. Keeping personal progress private also allows us to experience growth on our own terms. When we announce every small step forward, we may unintentionally invite pressures to meet others' expectations or standards. But Stoicism reminds us that the only standard worth meeting is our own, a standard shaped by our values and our commitment to growth. By guarding our progress, we remain free to evolve in ways that are meaningful to us. So, as you move forward on your path of self-improvement, consider the Stoic approach. Let each step be a quiet milestone, a testament to your inner resilience rather than an achievement to be displayed. In holding your progress close, you allow it to become a deeply personal journey, one that fosters authentic transformation without the distractions of external validation. In our final section, we'll explore another powerful area the Stoics keep private: the ebb and flow of emotions. We'll uncover why Stoics choose to manage their emotions quietly and how this choice fosters a profound sense of inner peace. 10. The ebb and flow of emotions. Emotions are a natural and vital part of life. They bring color to our experiences, shaping our perceptions of joy, sorrow, anger, and love. Yet Stoicism teaches us that while emotions should be acknowledged, they need not be publicly displayed. Stoics choose to manage their emotions privately, cultivating a calm reserve. But why would a Stoic keep their feelings hidden from others? For the Stoic, emotions are deeply personal experiences, ones that are best understood in the silence of introspection. Publicly sharing emotions, especially in the heat of the moment, can often distort their meaning, turning them into performances rather than reflections of genuine experience. Stoicism encourages us to allow emotions to settle before expressing them, a practice that fosters clarity and self-control. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself of the value of restraint, understanding that emotions, while powerful, can sometimes lead us away from reason if left unchecked. Consider the benefits of holding emotions close, of allowing yourself the space to process them privately. When we experience a surge of feeling, be it happiness, frustration, or sorrow, the Stoic approach advises us to pause, to observe these emotions without immediately sharing them with others. This pause enables us to understand our feelings fully, to see their roots and their impact. Epictetus taught that true mastery lies not in suppressing emotion, but in choosing when and how to express it. By keeping emotions private, we can engage with them thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. In a world where emotional transparency is often encouraged, the Stoic approach offers a different perspective. Emotions, when carefully managed, become sources of strength rather than vulnerabilities. When we share every feeling publicly, we risk becoming dependent on others' responses, which can shape how we interpret our own emotions. Stoicism, however, teaches self-reliance, reminding us that our emotional understanding should come from within, untainted by the need for external validation. There is also a certain peace that comes from holding emotions privately. When we are not compelled to share every feeling, we cultivate an inner stillness, a sanctuary where emotions can be felt deeply, yet calmly. This approach fosters resilience, as we learn to weather life's emotional storms without being overwhelmed by them. Stoicism encourages us to observe emotions as passing states, reminders of our humanity, but not definitions of our character. So, the next time you feel a powerful emotion, take a moment to reflect on the Stoic way. Let the feeling unfold within you, allowing it to teach you without demanding an audience. In this quiet engagement with your emotions, you find a strength that is unshakable, a calm that endures beyond the ups and downs of life. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the 10 secrets that Stoics hold close. Each of these choices, to keep certain battles, doubts, plans, and emotions private, is not a retreat from the world, but a way to cultivate strength, resilience, and inner peace. Stoicism teaches us that not everything needs to be shared, that true power often resides in silence and self-reliance. We hope you found value in these insights and that they inspire you to reflect on what you hold close, to cultivate your own quiet strength. If you enjoyed this journey, we invite you to leave a comment, share your thoughts, or let us know what topics you'd like to see next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others who may benefit from Stoic wisdom. Thank you for being here, and may your journey toward resilience and wisdom continue with strength and clarity.